Hey there. Well, today you can see I've got out most of my LiPo packs here. I was doing some internal resistance testing or IR testing, as some of you have seen it on the forums probably. You can see here I go all the way from my larger 4-cell 5000 Zippy for my FPV plane down to some 4-cell 2650, some Gens Ace ones, and some Gens Ace Eco, a bunch of other Gens Ace, some Turnagys, some Rhinos, bunch of other old stuff. Some of these are 5-year-old batteries, and some of these are only a few months old, like these guys here, and those ones have never even been run up there. So you can see I've published a whole bunch of numbers here. You can check out the internal resistance database for all my information, but I just wanted to show you what I'm using. Now, first, before I start off, I know that there are better e-meters out there to actually do internal resistance testing. Now, as you can see here, I'm using the brand new Turnigy Mega Checker. This thing is actually really consistent. I noticed with the balance taps, you just have to make sure that you use a good connection when you're doing your IR testing. So you can see the pins popped out there. And so you just attach each cell of the balance tap and make sure you have a good solid connection. I kind of lift up on it to make sure it has a good connection. And I get pretty consistent readings across the board. So, so far I'm really impressed with this little device. By the way, I picked up these for, I don't know what they are, $2 or $3 each. Very accurate. I tested them with my multimeter. I've got a higher end multimeter I ordered off eBay the other day, but I haven't received it yet, so I want to do some testing with a little more accuracy. But this thing is very consistent, even if it's not the most accurate. It's very, very consistent. And these things all read within 1/100th of a volt. So they're really accurate, and both of them are identical. They read every cell. I've tested a whole bunch of packs. They read accurate every time, consistent within, like they don't vary. So they are reading 1/100th of a volt, or maybe a little bit less than that, lower than this. And so, but it's all the same every time. So that's good to know. Anyways, this Mega Checker I really like. You can see it's got the IR tab here that pops in and out as I'm showing you right here. And so you can see, you can just, sorry, this is hard to do one-handed, but you can pop it in, and then you can just pop it back out again. And and then it'll test up to 8 cells, I believe. There you can see the balance tap you just plug in. It's got a nice large screen. It's backlit. It only cost me like, I don't know if it was even $14. As a platinum member. It's got a speaker in there. I did take it apart to charge the LiPo inside, just because I wanted to top it up properly rather than charging it through the USB charger that they give you that goes in there. The reason the reviews are so bad on Hobby King for this thing are the first few versions had the reversed charger for this jack here. Make sure you test your USB charger when you get it that plugs into your computer. Make sure the center pin is positive on that thing. Mine was, it was all fixed, it was the right way. So I could have charged it through the computer, but I just chose to balance it on my new chargers. And yeah, you can see it's got a temp port there. It's got a data port there that's not used. You can hook up a temp sensor there, it doesn't come with one, and a USB port. So you can log all this stuff on your computer, or you can hook it up to your charger and graph it all. So on top here we have an on-off switch, and we've got a memory switch, I guess they call it. So all we do is we just slide this switch on. You can see it turns on there. I'm just going to set this down and get my video focused here. So you can see right away it just comes up with, this is your, like, how much is left in the pack onboard battery running this device. You're supposed to get like more than 10 hours of use, I believe. And so you could hook this up to your charger and see what's happening. If I hit the memory button again up here, you go to the next screen for current. So again, you can hook this up to your charger, and I don't even know what all the uses of it are. I can grab the box here and the manual. This is what it comes in, for those of you wondering. I'll open it up here. Really nice box, actually. It comes with the USB chargers over by the computer, but it also comes with a data, just a typical USB. With a mini USB on the other end, and a manual, some packaging, and so anyway, so it's actually pretty good instructions. I didn't even read them, but I just glanced at the IR functionality. You can see it there. So there's the the functions. So you can see there's standby mode, monitor mode, voltage measuring, internal resistance, and power off mode. And it talks about each one there. So you can see how it will graph the voltage and the current and measure your pack voltages, which is primarily what I bought it for out on the field, and as well as doing your IR. So I'm just going to show you what happens here. So if we take a Gens Ace, never even cycled, still in its balance state from the factory. And so this has an auto timer off, which is nice to save your LiPo inside. You just hit the memory button, it comes back on if it's turned on. And sorry, I'm gonna make some room here. And so anyways, so if I take this pack, first I'm just gonna show you guys the voltage, so just bear with me here. You just plug it in and it automatically just brings up all your cells. You can see that they're all pretty close and balanced there. Again, it's live monitoring, so you can see that last cell there fluctuating a little bit. Again, I checked this with my multimeter and against those. They're all exactly the same, within 1/100th of a volt. So really good for accuracy and repeatability. I tried a whole bunch of packs, or a few packs. It says your cell count here, and you can just have a quick visual. So these are in their storage state, so they're about 2/3 full. Yeah, and so it goes away. Again, I haven't hooked this up to my new AccuCell 8 chargers that I got, the 2 of them. Okay, so now I can go into my, so there's my voltage, there's the current one, and there's the one we were just in for measuring individual voltage. So if you hold the top button here for, I believe it's 3 seconds, you'll jump into your IR measuring mode. And so you just plug in each tap here of your balance. And so I will do that here now. This is hard to do with the camera. And so it will measure them. So you can see here, I looked in the manual, and that first 1 ohm rating there is a 2 amp load, and or it must be a 2C load, I guess. And so you can see it's putting 3.67 amps of load on this 2500 4-cell Gens Ace pack right out of the factory. It's got a half an ohm load there, or 4. They say 4 amps in the thing, but maybe they mean 4C, because that's pretty close to 4C, not quite. And it's also got a 1 kilohertz switching rate with the 4. I'm not sure why they say 2 and 4 amp. I don't really know, but you can see that the loads vary a little bit, but you can see ultimately it doesn't change the IR reading for each one, 33, 32, 29. So anyways, it's quite consistent, like I say. Now if some of you are wondering why this reads way, way, way higher than like an expensive e-meter that costs you $60 or $80, that's probably a fraction of that much for a reading. The reason is because they use a 4-wire measurement, and so what that does is it gets rid of the balance tap resistance, right? All of these leads here, it's able to calculate it. You can search this online on Wikipedia if you want to figure out why and how the 4-wire measurement mode works. But because this is only a 2-wire mode, we're measuring the connector resistance as well as the wire resistance and the connection to the cells here. So keep that in mind. This isn't good for a meter to test against other e-meters and everything else that's out there for internal resistance for LiPo packs, or any pack for that matter. But just keep that in mind. It's very good. Like for me, I can measure all my packs here consistently, and I don't have to worry that it's not exactly the same readings everybody else gets, because it's just within my batch, so I can tell which cells are good, which ones are bad. So anyways, I can show you another cell here. So there we're on cell 2, takes its reading, so it's also 25. Cell 3, slightly higher at 29. And cell 4 is at 29 as well. So yeah, I've tested all my packs. Check out the LiPo database if you're interested. I really like this meter, and even if you don't do IR testing with it, you can just use it as your voltage tester, which is extremely nice out on the field. So there it is, backlit, auto turn off, LiPo inside. Very nice for $14. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your flying.